Well, we are gathered here in this video to pay our respects to CNN. It's not dead yet, technically, but it is in that stage where the family has started arguing about the furniture while the patient can still hear them arguing. And the man that's going to sign the death certificate, the dim reaper himself, Donald Trump, with Bari Weiss being the person ringing that bell and yelling, "Bring out your dead."
I can't take him. I feel fine.
So to catch you up, Donald Trump has a mega donor family that's buying CNN's parent company for $110 billion. And that deal needs Donald Trump and his administration to bless the deal to close. Donald Trump has already personally sued one of the news shows and cashed the settlement check before any of this happened. So, Donald Trump, he's figured out that you can buy state media with someone else's money. And the genius of it is that everyone involved gets to pretend it's just about business. And we've seen this happen already. If you want to know what pressure looks like, pressure like that in a newsroom, just look at the smoking crater where 60 Minutes used to be. That is the show that took down corporate giants for their wrongdoing, the show that grilled presidents of both parties for 50 years, and the show that put me to sleep after I watched football on Sundays. And the new owners handed that show to Bari Weiss, a person whose broadcast experience was owning a website. And since then, the executive producer resigned, saying he could no longer run the show independently. Their star correspondents have been fired. An executive producer, another one fired. The replacement boss is a tech blogger. And when Scott Pelley, a quarter of a century on that program, stood up in a staff meeting and said out loud what everyone in the country is thinking, they fired him the next morning. 4 out of 7 correspondents gone. 60 Minutes is gutted. And of course, when this new leadership makes any judgment calls, which way do you think it bends? Pelley says there's a thumb on the scale for the Trump administration. Of course there is. He says that he was told to inject falsehoods, pure falsehoods, into a report about the ICE operation in Minneapolis. Then you had that deportation investigation that got spiked at the last minute, then accidentally aired in Canada, and then ran here in America after the leak. Embarrassed Bari Weiss, but it only aired after it was heavily edited. Every single call, every single spike, every firing, every softened script bends the same direction toward the man holding the keys to the merger, Donald Trump. So now all you have to do is apply that same thing, apply it forward to CNN, because the same owners will take over when this deal closes, and that is very soon. CNN's own staffers are telling their reporters that we're doomed and we are effed. And they are bracing for what they are calling themselves the Bari Weiss treatment. Yet, in the building, the suits, the bosses, reportedly love her work. Of course they do. They built the product that the merger required, and it is for sale journalism. This is how the First Amendment dies. Nobody storming the newsroom, no soldiers at the anchor desk, no decrees, no dramatic moment for the history books. It's just a billionaire, happens to be friends with the president, who buys the network. Then the coverage, it softens. The reporters who object, they get walked out one at a time for hostility. And anyone left behind learns a very pointed lesson without ever having to hear it said out loud. Sure, the First Amendment, it can stay right there on the lobby wall, beautifully framed, while the assignment desk quietly picks different stories. So yes, CNN, it's dying. And when it's done, the only news outlets that will be left that aren't bought are the ones that don't owe their souls to the corporate goons. Which, lucky you, hi, welcome. You found one of those shows that hasn't sold their soul to the corporate goons. So subscribe, because my soul, what's left of it anyway, will never be for sale.